To Niger Delta Television News, I'm Janet Bobai-Renner. And our top stories: Prosperity Administration partners investors to develop the agricultural sector. Bayelsa State's Deputy Governor affirms implementation of local government autonomy in the state. Plus, Nigerian Senate approves President Bola Tinubu's loan request of $2.2 billion. The Bayelsa State government has restated its commitment to partner investors to make the state a hub for agricultural development. Governor Diri stated this when he affirmed Dr. Sonia Darak from the French Embassy, who is also Regional Agricultural Councillor for Togo, Benin Republic, Ghana, and Nigeria, and Government House, Yenagoon. Government House correspondent Georgia Melly completes the report.
The representative of the French ambassador to Nigeria is in Government House Yenagua on Thursday as the French government synergizes with the Bayelsa State government in the area of agriculture to secure food sufficiency in Bayelsa State.
Work together in order to build together a future for the agri sector and agribusiness sector in Bayelsa. That's why I'm here with agribusiness entrepreneurs, because I think it's very important to show already that, okay, I represent the French government, but actually the future of the development of the agriculture and agribusiness is with the private sector. The Nigerian one, the French one.
The envoy has the belief that the agricultural collaboration will not only be beneficial to Bayelsa State alone.
To bring the agri sector and the agribusiness sector in Bayelsa to the level where you can produce for your state and for the neighboring state and for the country, and why not exporting?
Responding, Governor Doye Diri, speaking through his deputy, embraced the collaboration.
From our short agenda, the first letter A symbolizes agriculture. We believe that with agriculture, we are going to do well and do more and do better for ourselves. After us, it was the agricultural revolution that led to the industrial revolution. We are very ready to partner with you.
Even with the collaborative efforts in mechanized farming in rice, plantain, cassava, and fishery, the government would have needed infrastructural assistance in terms of machinery.
While we'll allow you to look at what you should do for us, or what we want you to do for us, will be preferable. You'll guide us to do what you usually do. Because we will not be able to reinvent the wheel. Maybe your area is on focus of, like you've said, private sector driven agriculture. You may not be able to supply us equipment. So if we say supply us equipment, that may not be your area. But that's what we need.
The French team thereafter left for the Bayelsa palm plantation, one of the numerous collaborative agenda in stock for resuscitation and production, to the extent of becoming a foreign exchange earner for the state. However, the pitiable state of the plantation leaves much to be desired.
When we enter this plantation, the first feeling is really that we are all a little bit sorry for what happened here.
There is hope for the plantation given the collaboration.
Actually, I came here together with some professionals, I would say, private sector professionals in the area of palm oil, in order to figure out how together the French government and the private sector, be it Nigerian in cooperation with the French one, could help or contribute to the rehabilitation and modernization of this place.
The French team is expected to make further on-the-spot assessments of other agro-allied businesses of collaboration going forward. From the Bayelsa Palm Plantation in Elebele, George Ameli reporting for NDTV News.
Bayelsa State's Deputy Governor, Senator Lawrence Irujabo, has said the President's administration in the state had been implementing local government autonomy long before the Supreme Court of Nigeria gave its ruling on the 11th of July this year. Senator Irujabo made this known at a meeting with directors of works from the 8 local government councils at his office in Government House, Yenagoa. The Deputy Governor said although the present administration met a nearly failed local government system in February 2020, it was able to revive and reposition the local governments for effective administration and service delivery to the people. Addressing some of the issues tabled by the directors at the meeting, Senator Irujabo clarified that the local government directors of works were at par with other principal officers in the unified local government services. It asks them to always prepare realistic and competent bills for quantity for capital projects in the council and granted a plea to be included among principal officers to benefit from car loans. In his presentation, the chairman of the Forum of Local Government Directors of Works, Mr. Peter Ogori, said they possessed the requisite competence for projects conception, design, and management. He, however, pointed out that their operations were being hindered as the lack of official vehicles to move to the various project sites in their respective local governments. Mr. Ogori therefore pleaded that local government works directors should be given the privileges being enjoyed by other principal officers at the local government level. Wife of Bayelsa State Governor Dr. Gloria Diri has called on women to establish a personal relationship with God and also prioritize praise and worship of God in order to attract His blessings. Dr. Diri made the call during the annual Bayelsa State Women White Praise Concert at Gabriel Okara Cultural Center, Yenagoa. She noted that praises are contagious as it can open closed doors and bring forth breakthroughs and miracles. Correspondent Janet Homote has the details.
At the concert, where everyone was dressed white, the governor's wife, Her Excellency Dr. Gloria Diri, maintained that spending time with God makes one focused and secured.
This year will not see your end. Then you will see the end of November. You will see the beginning of January. And you will also see the end of this 2025. In the name of Jesus.
She urged women to use praises and worship as warfare tools against their enemies rather than complaining. The preacher, Apostle David Wale Fesu, defined praises as a heartfelt appreciation to God.
What we are going through right now in Nigeria is just a pause. Nigeria shall arise for full glory. Bayelsa, you are rising, things are already working, say amen.
In a welcome remark, the coordinator of Bayelsa State Prosperity Women Arise prayer meeting, Pastor Promise Innocent Obi, eulogized the uniqueness of the event.
Today we are here because God decided to turn around an ugly story and give us a testimony. Not everyone that were here last year had the privilege to be alive, but you are here.
Prophetic declarations were also done by Bishop Emmanuel Bob Manuel, Apostle Gladys Zili Agri, and others.
And I said to you, it is well with you. You will be better than your father. You will be better than your mother. You will be better than your great-grandfather. Every curses are broken now.
I decree and I declare that there is total rest in Bayelsa State and peace.
Barren less than 5 years. Please, everywhere you are going to start.
The highlights of the White Praise section includes performance from Prosperity Women Mass Choir, RCCG Bayelsa Province 1 Women Choir, prophetic sounds of Trumpet of 9, and other ministrations. I'm Janet Tuomute, reporting for NDTV News.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria has revealed that vandals again disrupted repair work at Ahoda Yenagoa 132 kilovolt line, which is currently under repair due to previous vandalism. According to a statement by TCN's General Manager, Public Affairs, Mrs. Indide Mba, the second attack, which affected Tower 29 to 31, resulting in the theft of approximately 1/3 of the conductor, occurred on Tuesday. She noted that a team of TCN engineers led by Mr. Samuel Akbar and the General Manager of the Port Harcourt region had already inspected the site, adding that preliminary findings indicated that the incident occurred at night of the said date. TCN called on the public to support efforts to address these crimes, which have significantly hampered the expansion and stability of the national grid. Mrs. Mba also appealed to security operatives and local communities to be more vigilant in safeguarding power infrastructure in the areas, even as TCN intensifies its efforts to protect installations. The leadership of the Bayelsa State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists has charged the newly inaugurated Audit Committee to be committed to the task of finding out the actual number of professional journalists in the council. The council chairman, Comrade Tanye Yemolea, who gave the charge while inaugurating the committee in his office in Yenagoa, reiterated that it is not a witch-hunting exercise, but rather to identify professionals in the journalism profession and enable the council to provide planned benefits for members. Correspondent Ibrahim Asanat has the report.
In what could be described as the first assignment of the newly elected executives of the State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, the chairman, Comrade Tonye Yemolea, while inaugurating the Audit Committee, charged them to determine, among other things, ascertain the professional certification of journalists, the members and number of existing chapels in the state.
We want to give a new face to the profession in Bayelsa State Council. One, to identify the number of professional and practicing journalists in the states. Two, to ascertain the professional certification or otherwise of every journalist in Bayelsa State. Three, to ascertain their medium of practice. They want to look at issues from the perspective of gender balance, but where this data is not available, even at the national level, it is not available. I was interfacing with the National Secretariat yesterday, and this also came up, that researchers are even finding it difficult to get the accurate data of female journalists, male journalists in the country. This exercise is not to instruct anybody. It's not to remove anybody from practice, but it will also aid council when we interface with authorities, persons who are willing to sponsor, help us in training.
Responding on behalf of the committee, the chairperson, Comrade Joy Ifidi Oka, who promised to carry out the task efficiently in line with the new paradigm of the current leadership of the council, stressed that the audit is to strengthen professionalism of the journalism career.
I want to actually, on behalf of my members of council, thank the constitutional chairman for this onerous task. And indeed, in accordance with his mantra of the new paradigm, he has done this, he has mandated us, he has constituted us, he has given us a charge to go and carry out the audit to determine, the number of journalists in the state, their professionalism, their cadre, and categorization. I want to promise that we will not fail in this task, being the very first task that was commissioned in this new tenure. And I want to join my voice to echo the fact that the chairman has said it, and it's true. It's not a witch hunt. It is rather to bring professionalism to bear in the journalism profession.
The five-man committee, which comprised Joy Ifidioka as chairman, Constance Watson, Wanama Dedison, Alabo Datonye as member, while Basi Willie is to serve as secretary. The committee has 4 weeks from the day of their inauguration to complete the job. Meanwhile, in his second assignment and in line with the NUJ constitutional provision, has appointed Janet Somote of the Niger Delta Television and Ebiowe Lawal of the Federated Correspondent Chapel is to serve as ex-officials of the council.
We will have 2 ex-officials council. I therefore want to announce the letters are ready that Ebiowe Lawal has been appointed as ex-official. Similarly, Janet Somote has been appointed. We strongly believe that They should be able to add value to council leadership and also give necessary advice and support for us to achieve the goals we've set out for this administration.
Ibrahim Asanat reporting for NDTV News.
You're watching Niger Delta Television. News still ahead. Nigerian Senate approves President Bola Tinubu's loan request of $2.2 billion. Details of this and more after the break. Join us again. Welcome to Niger Delta Television News and Current Affairs Department at the NS Ikoli Media Complex here in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State.
One of NDTV's traditional objectives is to disseminate information with renewed vigor. We build teamwork for accountability, efficiency, and accuracy.
Our community reports, eyewitness accounts, current affairs discussions are detailed and competitive.
As NDTV reporters, undiluted report is our goal. We gather the news and bring it to you just as it is.
Our cameras are poised to get to the story behind the story in an in-depth news report.
Our new digital equipment are top-notch with clearer visuals and audio. NDTV is repositioned to serve you better.
Join us on the news every day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and our major bulletin at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 25 UHF. NDTV, crystallizing the vision.
Glad to have you back. The Nigerian Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's loan request of $2.2 billion to partially finance the 9.7 trillion naira budget deficit for the 2024 fiscal year. The approval followed the presentation of reports by the chairman, Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debts, Aliu Wamako, during plenary. Presiding over the session, Deputy Senate President Jibrim Barua commended the committee for its swift action and thorough examination of the loan request. In a letter read during the Senate and House of Representatives plenaries, Tinubu had explained that the loan was integral to its administration's fiscal strategy for the coming year. Earlier, Senate President Godswill Akpabio directed the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debts to expedite its review of the request and present a report within 24 hours. Although the deadline elapsed on Wednesday, the committee submitted its findings during Thursday's plenary, leading to the loan's approval. And in a related development, residents of Yanagwa have frowned at the approval of $2.2 billion by the Federal Executive Council to address the budget deficit of the 2024 Appropriation Act. Some persons who reacted to the developments expressed dissatisfaction that the country's loans are getting high without a clear plan to repay the loans. Correspondent Jeremiah Dennis has more.
The approval of $2.2 billion by the Federal Executive Council (FEC) to support federal government external borrowing plan has elicited reactions from Bayelsans. Some Yanagwa residents who bear their mind on the issue said the loan was necessary considering the economic state of the country.
What are the key programs? Has there ever stopped to the key programs? There has always been key programs. And based on these key programs, we have been borrowing. We'll continue to borrow, and we still continue to borrow.
Mr. Uti Kenneth added that the planned borrowing should be jettisoned as it will not benefit the Nigerian citizens.
Mr. President went to Saudi Arabia and he's asking for $5 billion loan, $5 billion loan. For what? Why must this country continue to borrow? We are so rich. Nigeria is so rich. In fact, God has blessed us, both human and material resources in this country. Why must we continue to borrow? I am tired of this borrowing. I am fed up hearing borrowing. Nigeria keep borrowing. What are they doing with the money?
They were unanimous in saying that the loan was necessary because of the huge debts currently plaguing the nation. I am Dennis Regular for NDTV News.
The Supreme Court has nullified the National Lottery Act 2005 enacted by the National Assembly. A seven-member panel of the Apex Court in its judgment read by Justice Mohammed Idris held that the National Assembly lacked the powers to legislate on issues relating to lottery and games of chance. The judgment followed a suit filed in 2008 by the Lagos state government and other states challenging the rights of the federal government to regulate lottery and games of chance across the country. In a unanimous judgment, the Supreme Court held that the National Lottery Act of 2005 should no longer be enforced in all states except the Federal Capital Territory, in respect of which the National Assembly is empowered to make laws. The attorneys general of 35 states who joined the suit on November 15, 2022, had asked the Apex Court to declare that lottery is not one of the 68 items for which the National Assembly has the exclusive legal authority to make laws under Part 1 of the second schedule of the 1999 Constitution as amended. And on the entertainment scene, Miss Universe first runner-up Chidima Additional has decided to quit pageantry in order to further her education and achieve other personal goals. For details of these and more on entertainment news, let's join the lights on Ladele.
Starting our gist on entertainment news, Chidima Additional, the first runner-up at the recent Miss Universe pageant, has revealed her next step, which will focus on personal growth and career development. In an interview with Silverbird TV, Additional revealed she planned to take a break from pageantry to concentrate on her education and burgeoning careers in modeling and acting. She says, "I want to delve more into runway modeling, acting and explore many other areas. There are so many things I would like to try and see where my potentials can take me." Born to a Nigerian father and Mozambican mother, she faced backlash over her nationality during her participation in the Miss South Africa pageant, ultimately leading to her withdrawal. Addressing the controversy, Additional assured her supporters that she would share details once she had a full understanding of the situation. A Nigerian-owned auto dealer based in Dallas, Texas, Mr. J Autos LLC, has gifted Afrobeat superstar David Adeleke, aka Davido, a birthday gift. In celebration of the singer's 32nd birthday on Thursday, the company presented him with a brand new Escalade 600 premium luxury car. The auto dealer shared the news in a post on Instagram, showcasing images of the luxury vehicle, and appreciated him for his patronage and love for the brand. Appreciating the gift, Davido wrote, "Wow, love you. Thank you, Jay." In the mood of the celebration, Davido expressed excitement as he announced a $300 million donation to support orphanages and a charity focused on combating drug abuse among young people across Nigeria. And finally, on entertainment today, reality TV star and winner of the 2022 Big Brother Naija reality show, Fina, has revealed her decision to drop her family surname, Otabo, citing an absence of connection with her family. According to a post on X, Fina expressed her emotional struggles, stating that she has no family and is still searching for answers about her origin. This development comes after a publicized feud with her family last year, during which her father alleged in an interview that Fina had distanced herself and stopped responding to their calls. The Edo-born reality star lamented that her family has never been supportive towards her since childhood. Fina stated that she has been going through difficult times lately, and this has proven she has no family and nobody knows how she came about. I am Delight Oladile for NDTV Entertainment News.
To enter news, a quick look at top stories. The Bayelsa State government has restated its commitment to partner investors to make the state a hub for agricultural development. We also brought to a report that the Bayelsa State Deputy Governor, Senator Lawrence Irujekwu, has said the present administration in the state had been implementing local government autonomy long before the Supreme Court of Nigeria gave its ruling on the 11th of July this year. And finally, the Nigerian Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's loan request of $2.2 billion to partially finance the 9.7 trillion naira budget deficit for the 2024 fiscal year. And that's the bulletin. Thanks for watching. I'm Janet Bobai Renham.